Good morning, Oklahoma. Welcome to Cow-Calf Corner. Our topic this week is estimating how much hay we're going to need to take cows through the winter. There's really three things that we want to assess here that's going to help us plan and have the right amount of hay inventory on hand as we move forward. First one is the size of our cows. Why is that important? Different size cows are going to require a different intake of forage dry matter. If we've got a 1,000-pound cow herd, they're going to eat about 26 pounds of forage dry matter a day. If we've got cows that weigh 1,400 pounds, it's going to be closer to 36.5 pounds of forage dry matter a day. So we want to know what our cows weigh. Second important thing we want to take into account is what is our cow inventory. We're projecting that out into how many cows are going to be calving next spring. So now's the time of the year we're probably preg checking, maybe selling older cull cows or opens, so cow inventory becomes important. And then the third thing we need to consider is how long do we expect to be feeding forage to cows? Now this year is unique. We've had a good summer. We've got a lot of standing forage around Oklahoma, and maybe that amount of time is a little bit shorter than what we have expected in some of the years past. But the amount of time we're going to be spending cows comes into play as well. So we take all three of those things into account. We take, for example, if we own 100 cows that weigh 1,400 pounds, we expect each cow to be consuming about 36.4 pounds of forage dry matter as we get into that feeding season. That is around 3,650 pounds of forage dry matter a day we're going to have to feed in the form of hay. When we get to that point of thinking about hay, all hay that we roll out isn't necessarily going to be consumed. Certain amounts going to be stepped on, laid on, it's going to have fecal material or urine on it. There's also going to be a certain amount of spoilage in each bale that we feed. Here we want to take into account, is this year's hay? There's probably a lot less spoilage in a bale, or is it hay that has been carried over from years past? Either way we go about that, let's just round that 3,640 pounds that we know we're going to consume every day up to about 4,000 pounds a day. Take that number of cows into account, take the amount of time that we're going to feed them into account, and it gives us a feel for how many tons of hay we need to have on hand going into hay feeding season. Final thought when we think about that hay inventory that we're going to need is we actually want to take into account how much tonnage of hay rather than by the bale. If we can ever buy hay on a ton basis, that is definitely the way to go, because we're figuring in how much inventory of hay we need on a ton or per pound basis. If we don't have the opportunity to do that, we need to weigh enough of that hay that we've got on inventory to get a pretty accurate assessment of what each one of those bales weigh, and then again take that into account relative to the amount of spoilage we expect or see in each one of those bales. I hope this helps. It's a good time of the year to be securing that hay inventory for winter, and as always, thanks for joining us on Cow-Calf Corner.